Hey Bulldog Band, it's Mrs. Gamage here. We are going to talk today about the staff, the clefs, and some ledger lines, and the grand staff. Uh, Most of this is review. We've been talking about this for a while, but I want to make sure that there is no information left out and that maybe something in this video will help you if you're struggling to remember the names of these lines and spaces in the grand staff, especially if you're trying to learn the staff names, note names that you don't usually play. So the staff is the foundation that notes are drawn on, right? And it's 5 lines and 4 spaces. We count from bottom to top. The spaces are in between the lines. And every line or space represents a note on the keyboard. So you can see as the notes go up, we go up the keyboard. Okay. We use clefs to assign individual notes to certain lines and spaces. So treble clef for the higher pitched notes, bass clef for the lower pitched notes, right? Just skipping ahead. So let's talk about the G clef, treble clef. So they call it a G clef because this little curly Q of the symbol wraps around the second line, which is the G line. Okay, so that's one way if you're struggling with note memorization, if you can remember G wrapped around that G line, and then you can count the alphabet up and down either way. Okay, so G, A, B, and so on. Remember, we only have 7 letters in our musical alphabet, so after G comes A. So then, if we want to keep going, what's going to happen? All right, we run out of room. So we add these ledger lines. Ledger lines are the little lines that are above the staff or below the staff that extend the staff. Okay, so with that placed, then we can put our A. If we want to go to the next note above that, we would put a note above the ledger line, and so on. So now the bass clef, it's also the F clef. So the F clef, bass clef, it's because this line has the dot on the top and the dot on the bottom of the bass clef, and this is the F line. So that's why it's called the F clef. And we can fill in all the rest of the notes. Okay. And then let's talk about the ground staff. It is basically 11 lines. However, we don't use the middle line because if you look at this, this is awfully confusing. It would be very difficult to figure out which note is which and which line is which. So we actually take out that middle line and we end up with our regular staffs. We add our bass and treble. Remember, treble is G and bass is F. And then we have right in the middle, that middle line, that's middle C. If you play piano, you already know middle C, you know where that is on your keyboard. And it's called that because it is right in the middle between the 2 staves. So another way, like a road marker, if you're struggling with remembering notes and their names, if you know the middle is C, you're going up the alphabet, then this space would be D, E, F, G. And you could go backwards, C, and then the space is B, A, G. Okay, so that's another way to remember how to find the names of the notes on the ground staff. Okay, so this is an overview. Look ahead to the next lesson about naming the notes on the lines and the spaces with your own made up sayings or using the ones that I use all the time.